I was looking for these specific lines by Hart Crane when I first rolled the C, and I found the lines and realized that they were in the first couple of stanzas of a poem that was like 5 pages long. So I was just like, let's just.
You're not going to read Brooklyn Bridge?
Yeah, no, not right now. This book is great. This is a great book. If you haven't read it, it's quick, it's easy, it's really, really funny, and it's got some great writing in it.
It's one of the first 10 from
City Lights.
City Lights?
Yep, that's right. I'm going to read probably one of the 5 most famous poems from this book, so if you've already heard it, I'm sorry. But I had a really hard time choosing which one I would read from this, so I'll just say that. I am 25, with the love of madness for Shelley, Chatterton, Rimbaud, and the needy yap of my youth has gone from ear to ear. I hate old poet men, especially old poet men who react, who consult other old poet men, who speak their youth in whispers, saying, I did those then, but that was then, that was then. Oh, I would quiet old men, say to them, I am your friend, what you once were. Through me you'll be again. Then at night, in the confidence of their homes, rip out their apology tongues and steal their poems.
Yeah. 58, is that right? When is that from?
Let's see. 55.
55, okay, I thought it was much less.
Oh, sorry. Gasoline 58, Rust and Lady on Brattle, which is included 55. So yeah, 58, you're right.
Cool. Very contemporary, though. It still holds well. Chandra, you're going to read us Penelope Austin. I don't know.
So I rolled an A, and I thought initially I was going to be reading on Akhmatova, but I thought I would spare you my terrible pronunciation of Russian and read a poet from the shelf I had not read before. And this poem is called Under My Tongue. I am Moscow today. Oh, it's also in theme. I am Moscow today. My eyes brim full of St. Basil's, long-winded centuries flaring, banners outside my lecture halls, stewing in my furnace rooms, the conflagration of staring, post-lapsarian walls, lackadaisical, unsealed tombs. Streets, lines, hairs, the cold, call it growing old, if you will. The city stalks on, flinging its astrakhan aside as it comes into the future. Today I am the future. This submerged city, this submerged country, I travel like the daughter of a disposed head of state, carrying my mother's jewels under my tongue. Oceans of citizens move across my face. I am at a loss in this contemporary milieu. How easy it is to misconstrue the designs of nature, the lesions of temporary actuality, the legions of miscalculations, misplaced, and generally untraced affection, limitations of imitations, or intimations, slips of the tongue, the mother tongue, to be precise. I am Moscow today. Inside I am kneeling for hours. The chanters sing in a minor key, stained, glass light filters in. Inside the saints are jeweled. They rise, jewels scatter across the vestibule, a myriad of gold charms and jewels, scattering, somewhere at the center.
Penelope Austin. So Polly Munir is going to read something from Kerouac today.
Yeah. So, I had the great fortune of rolling K, so that was an easy choice. And part of my job at ACC is to maintain the Facebook page for the Arts and Humanities Division, which is a horrible task. And one of the things that we're doing is celebrating Poetry Month, National Poetry Month, and I'm trying to put up at least one poem a day on our Facebook page. And on Tuesdays, I have this tradition of doing haikus for Haikus Day. So here's a Kerouac haiku. So the introduction actually takes longer than the poem itself. The low yellow moon above the quiet lamplit house.
And next up is David Moses Fruchter. You can listen to him on Sunday afternoons at KOOP 91.7 FM, where he masquerades as Slappy Pinchbottom. When does Slappy?
It's 3:30 to 4:30.
3:30 to 4:30. And
Although
he's also
it's going to be, it'll be moving next month to an hour later, but still Sunday afternoon.
Okay. And he's one of the chief wranglers of the Typewriter Rodeo. Yeah.
Well, thanks, Joe.
That's going to be May 3rd at the Maker Fair.
Yeah, and you'll be joining us there, right?
I will be. I'm really, really excited.
Fantastic.
What
What we
try
do
to stay on that 8 seconds.
we take our manual typewriters to different events, and people come up and give us a word or a phrase. We write poems for them there on the spot. So it's really fun.
And you drew an R.
I drew an R. I didn't realize until I saw yours that we could cheat and pick one of our favorite poems instead. So that's what I decided to do. I decided to pick one from Theodore Roethke called Epidermal Macabre. Indelicate is he who loathes the aspect of his fleshy clothes, the flying fabric stitched on bone, the vesture of the skeleton, the garment neither fur nor hair, the cloak of evil and despair, the veil long violated by caresses of the hand and eye. Yet such is my unseemliness, I hate my epidermal dress, the savage blood's obscenity, the rags of my anatomy, and willingly would I dispense with false accoutrements of sense, to sleep immodestly a most incarnadine and carnal ghost.
Vicente Lozano, one of our previous featured poets at Debbie Jo's Poetry Night, has drawn a C.
And I have chosen somebody that I've never read before or know. Her name is Shawna Compton. It's a book called Burke. And I just chose one at random. It sounded neat. This one is called Ghost Ship. Is Texas still burning? I won't compare it to anything until it stops. In the meantime, though, a bulwark of tradition and self-conscious enjoyment upbraids roughly. What a bitch to be a group of tasters, to support producers of rare moments, wherein all burning ceases and gets compelled into diamonds of a fallen sun. Blurring the end earnestly. Someone said, "It's Easter," and we wanted to ask, so what? When does the kid next door stop photographing cracks in the pavement? Look around. When can we turn on the rest of the world in peace? It's not time to eat or commit an identity theft or pose as a wandering social security number detached from the head that lately birthed a crop of California grapes. Yeah, we exaggerate our state of affairs, but there's increasing evidence that we're really headquartered there amid the planking and smoke exiled fools. Afloat amid company, so lonely we're not even insured to drift for ages, without prognosis, deprived of our inalienable, lab-perfect growing conditions.
Wow.
Yeah, she's good.
And finally on our list, we have Cameron Lindsay, poet, and he is going to be reading Bill Kushner.
Hi, friends. I got K. I didn't think of Kerouac. That would have been smart, but it didn't occur to me. So I grabbed the second thing I even saw in a book. First one had the word God in it. Didn't feel like dealing with that today. Anyway, Bill Kushner. This is called Great. We cross into the great, and there goes, you know. There's a voice stream, she and I can fly up, holding on to air. I, blue, queer as folk, get the best home cooking there. Sent me this great card, said art is forever, and I wrote back, whatever. Here do I slink around my fellow felons, there in my cockles and muscles, and I hunger for love, or what passes for
according to Dottie, Dots, Dorothy for short. Impossible words become worlds as we round a mountain where there's blue air hung. There's nothing, no, about your arms, not yet, don't think. Instead, I hum, as if about to burst into the tiniest of song. And sometimes I wing it, unsure, unsung and anonymous, and comes out mumbles, like marbles whose halls I run. These great, great cities, as they pass away before me, all shiny and swoony. Somewhere, sometimes, I'll think before I speak, and somewhere, sometimes, why I simply leap, as toward you, I just leap.